Hello everybody, my name is Mars, you can call me MG if you would like, and today I have another tag video for you. This is the Rereading Book Tag, and I have had this on my list of videos to do for so long that I don't even remember where I first saw this tag. Like, it has been months, but I did manage to find the creator of the tag, so I will link that down in the description for you to check out either before or after you watch this video. And this is just a really cute tag where you talk about rereading books, and I did quite a lot of rereading this year, so all of the books that I will be talking about either have been reread in the past few months, or I plan on rereading this month. So without any further ado, why don't we just talk about them? The first prompt is a cozy reread, and for that I am choosing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. This is one that I have not yet reread this year, but I will be doing so very shortly, probably after I finish the book I am currently reading. But this is the Nostalgia Train book club pick for the month, and I feel like that just makes it even cozier, because this is a very cozy book in and of itself, but I feel like reading with friends and then like getting together to talk about it just gives it a little bit more coziness, and I love reading books with the Nostalgia Train book club every month, and it's always a great time. Very excited for this one because I feel like this one's going to be a popular one, so we're going to have even more friends to discuss it with. Next we have a fun reread, and for this I have gone with Magic by Angie Sage, and this was the book club pick back in September when I was the co-conductor, and so Violet and I read this, and a couple of other people read it, but it was just the two of us on the live stream, and it was really fun. Like, I haven't read this since I was a child, and I was kind of worried that I would read it and hate it, but I had a really good time. Violet, I think, really enjoyed it also, and we talked about it, and that was a really fun time, so that's why I put this down for a fun reread, because that's really all it was. It was just a lot of fun. Next up we have a palette cleansing reread, and I don't have a physical copy of this, but I am putting The Werewolf of Fever Swamp by R.L. Stine here, which I reread in October as part of Steinoween and also Spookopoly, and this was just a quick little thing that I snuck in between two slightly larger books, and I had a good time with. I thought it was way better than I remember it being as a kid, and it was just a nice time. I actually buddy read it with my dear friend Nikki, and we were talking about the swamp deer and everything else in the book, and I loved that. It was so fun. The fourth prompt is a series reread, and the series that I have been reading throughout this entire year has been Ranger's Apprentice by John Flanagan. This is the 11th book in the series. It's a collection of short stories that takes place in and around the other books, and it's the last one that I have yet to read. It's my December book, and I have mixed feelings about this one because I have a lot that I love about the series, but rereading it has also shown me that it's got some flaws too, which like I knew were there. There's one book that I absolutely despise in the series, and I really just like the beginning chapter and the end chapter, and then everything else in the middle could go for me, but the fact that it's coming to an end this month and I've spent the entire year rereading the series is very bittersweet for me, and I know I can always reread it again. Like, this is my fourth or fifth time reading it ever in my life, so like I can always come back to it, but I'm just really, really going to miss these characters so much, and so that's why I've kind of been putting off this Lost Stories book, but I will definitely be getting to it this month. The next prompt is an emotional reread, and honestly, I had a little bit of trouble deciding what would go in this prompt and what would go in the next one, but ultimately for emotional reread, I've decided to go with Uprooted by Naomi Novik. We're going to ignore the fact that this is a proof copy that I've had since 2015, and I have yet to buy a finished copy, even though this book has been out for almost 9 years now. That's besides the point. I put this under an emotional reread because while I knew I loved it, this was, I think, my third time rereading this, or third time reading it, I didn't expect to get so emotionally invested in these characters. Like, I'm pretty sure I almost cried at more than one point in this book, and like, my heart just felt so full afterwards after revisiting these characters and their story, and it was just a really, really good time. And the last prompt is a comfort reread, And honestly, if you didn't see this one coming, you have not been on my channel for long, because my answer for this one is The Bone Houses by Emily Lloyd Jones. I find every excuse I can to talk about this book because it is my favorite book of all time, and I reread this back in September. It was my third time reading it. I've read it the past 3 Septembers, and this time, if I can find an example, I actually annotated a little bit. I chose 3 different themes that happen in this book and picked 3 colors and highlighted quotes I thought went with those themes. And I call this a comfort reread because it truly is the biggest comfort to me. It's so sad, but like in a beautiful way, and it's my favorite book of all time. Like, how could I not be comforted by it? I love it so much, and I'm already looking forward to rereading it again next September. So that has been the rereading book tag. Let me know down in the comments if you've reread any books recently and if you felt differently about them, or if your feelings stayed the same since the last time you read them. I would love to talk about books with you. But that is the end of this video, so if you've enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel for more content, and that way I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.